the human mind is so powerful, and a lot of people just don't really realize it. They expect things from outside to affect them, where it's like, if you just stand there for 2 seconds, just become happy with who you are, and just push forward with the positivity, no matter how bad your day is. You'd be surprised at how great things will happen.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do here. We want to take you to the next level. We want you to achieve your goals. All right, coming to you live from FXV Digital Design in beautiful Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. It's Fred Talk, the awesome podcast featuring awesome people. Visit us online at fxvdigital.com and your favorite social networks at FXV Digital. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you never miss an episode. I am your host, Freddie Vasquez, and with me is my producer and cuter half, Angie Wicks. And today's topic is 75 hard. 75 hard is hard.
Definitely hard, for sure. I think the hardest part for me so far has been drinking all that water. So it's supposed to be a gallon of water a day. Oh, wait. Let's first of all, let's go into it. What are the rules of Hard 75 for people that don't know?
So Angie made me this awesome list, and it's 75 days, no breaks, no off days. So it's straight 75 days. It's 2 45-minute workouts per day, and one has to be outside. Doesn't matter if it's snowing, raining, hail, tornado. You can die doing this.
I mean, I guess.
2 45-minute workouts every day. You have to read 10 pages of a book. Now, I thought there was some kind of rules, right? Like motivational book, nonfiction, right?
Yeah, it was a nonfiction book.
Nonfiction book. I'm just reading motivational books that I have in the office. 1 gallon of water per day, which it's really hard for Ange.
I would the first day I tried to do a gallon, and I think I was getting water drunk. I'm almost positive I was getting water drunk.
I don't know if a gallon of water could fit in your body.
No, it's not supposed to. That's why I had to modify my rules. So I'm doing 75 ounces instead of the full gallon.
And that's because of health reasons. It's literally you. So in this instance, it's cool. Because health reasons, I can put down a gallon no problem, which is very
and Jill said
fortunate.
Jill said it's half of your body weight is what you're supposed to be drinking in ounces of water. So
right.
Yeah.
So we got that. Follow a diet plan. Doesn't give you a specific diet. For me, it's just not being stupid. Honestly, mindful eating. So I've been doing pretty good. All healthy foods, no bad foods. Yeah. I have my 3 meals, 2 snacks. All healthy food. So that's that. No alcohol, no cheat meals allowed. And you have to take a progress pic every day. So that's pretty much it. So 2 45 workouts, read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, 1 gallon of water a day, follow a diet plan, no alcohol, no cheat meals, and take a progress pic every day, 75 days straight, no break.
Right.
So how the hell did this happen?
It was all Dom's fault, basically.
I thought it was your doing.
I talked about it for a minute, months back, and I was like, I saw this challenge on TikTok, this girl, and she's doing really good. But then all of a sudden, 2 weeks ago, we went to Green Cafe or wherever we were at when we saw Dave and them. Shout out Dave. He was like, I'm doing this hard 75, and I was like, oh, word? So we're having a challenge, because me and Dom, we constantly are just I don't know, we're just challenge people. We like to be winners, competitive. That's the word. We're very competitive.
That? Dave Mattis?
Yeah, we saw him. I forget the name of the cafe we were at.
Oh no, Cloud9.
Oh, that's where we were. Yeah.
Shout out Cloud9.
For reals.
Yeah, good food there.
For sure. But yeah, so he started talking about it, and then I was like, okay, so I'm here for a challenge. I can do this. And I really believe that the opportunity came at the right time, because I've been thinking about getting healthy anyways. So I saw the opportunity, had to take it, and I drag you all in with me.
So Mattis was doing 75 hard?
No, we just saw him at the cafe.
Oh, okay. So then, right on.
Sorry.
I remember. So then you guys we were talking. We had a good lunch. But then when we got back to the office, didn't you challenge Dom? Or did you say we could do it or something? Or what was the deal with that?
I challenge you more because, well, first of all, when we first started and we were sitting down, you were like, I don't read. I was like,
I don't read.
bro. And then I had to look him in his face and be like, bro, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Because Dom and him are constantly talking about like just changing their diets, their lifestyles, whatever. So just how bad do you want it? So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to get all of us kind of in a competitive spirit, but for positive reason. So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you and Dom said you were going to do it.
Right. Yep.
And I felt like the odd man out. I was like, all right, well, screw it. I'll do it.
Yep.
But then later on that night, I think Maylene, Dom's wife, wanted to jump in on the action.
Yeah.
And then Jill was like, well, shit. Because I think Maylene texted Jill. And then Jill was like, well, then she was going to be the odd man out then in a sense.
Yeah.
And then she joined. She just joined one day late is all.
Yeah, so we all started May 18th. Our end date is June 1st, but we're going to push our end date to June 2nd so that we can go out with Jill
Together,
and everything. Yeah.
Right on.
So, yeah, I mean, we got a long way to go. It's day 6. How are you doing on day 6? What's going on with you?
Day 6, I feel good. I feel different in that I think the number one reason why I feel different is because nothing toxic has been going in my body. Like for sure. Like it's been eggs, parfaits with fresh fruit, just fresh fruit and yogurt.
Yeah.
Like literally fresh fruit. Like we buy it from Giant, cut it up. I've had that. Jill's making these like Mediterranean style dinners with like chickpeas and stuff, and like it's really good. Even for lunch, I've been sticking to salads or, great salad at Cloud9 Cafe. Shout out again. We even got low sodium ham, and I'm using bread that's like low calorie bread that Adri got because Adri's like hardcore. The whole house is that's her kitchen now. Jill and I just happen to go in there.
I know, she took that bitch over.
Did you see the fridge?
I just saw the whiteboard like by the
whiteboard.
coffee bar, and it has like literally everyone's meal plans like down to a T. I was like, okay, Adri, go off.
Yeah, next time you go in, open up the fridge. She literally bought all these containers to organize the fridge, and when you open it up, everything's in a container, even like the drinks and stuff, all organized. And then anything with leftovers get put in that bottom right thing. Part of the fridge just get lost.
Yeah,
that's why she puts it in there.
It's the void.
Right, and what was funny is that the day she got it all organized, she put all my food in the bottom right. Like, so literally we got kicked out of our kitchen in our refrigerator by Adrian.
Nice.
So that's awesome.
That's funny.
But she buys all this like healthy food, so I try it all. And I guess the cool thing is that healthy food nowadays is not like healthy food back in the day.
What do you mean by that?
Because back in the day when you got healthy food, it tastes like cardboard. Or like who the hell would ever eat low calorie bread or low carb bread? Or I don't even know exactly what that bread is, to tell you the truth. But it's good and I know it's better for you. But it's like, oh, this is not bad. And then she gets all these cool bars. Like she's like, oh, try this 70 calorie Fiber One bar. And like some of them are good, some of them are not good.
Yeah.
And we try them together. So yeah, I think there's just better choices these days.
Yeah.
I mean, but nothing beats like just eating greens.
Yeah.
Just sticking to like good food. But yeah, I mean, for me, I think the biggest differences are I'm not putting anything bad in my body.
Definitely being conscious as well.
So I do feel better. Like even today for the second workout, I went and did it at like 3:30.
Yeah, you did it pretty early today.
Yeah, because I knew we had to do this tonight, and I was like, well. And I had to finish up some work, but I was almost like antsy in my chair. Like I wanted to go do it. It wasn't even just about like, right. So I was like, wow, I feel like I want to get out of this chair and walk and like take that workout, or get that second workout in. So that's the big thing for me. Like number one. Number two is I feel more mobile.
That's great to hear.
Right. In that, like little things like bending over to pick something up, squatting to do something. I don't feel like I'm 70, and
That's
I'm only
good.
42. So I feel maybe a little bit more limber because I'm, walking, working out, like I lift weights was one. I love lifting weights, but I also hit the bag. Like the other night, I actually hit the bag for 45 minutes. Like I only gave myself 30-second intervals to breathe.
Oh, wow.
But I just kept going and going and going. And actually that night is when I burnt the most calories.
Yeah.
That day I burnt 14, almost 1,500 calories.
Damn.
In a day. For me, that's a lot.
That's a lot for anyone.
But for me, I was like, but the bag and even Jill, I think, was like, how did you hit that bag for 45 minutes?
No, literally.
And I was like, oh, it wasn't that hard, man. Yeah, you just start thinking of stuff, whatever it takes. But that's for me. So what are you feeling like the most in these mere 6 days?
Well, I think during the first 3 days, like the first day was great. I felt good. I felt motivated. I was like, all right, let's get it. Da, da, da. But then day 2 came and my legs were like aching. Because I'm not going to lie. Like I go to work and then I go to bed. Like I don't do anything anymore. So like day 2 was rough, but day 3 was the worst. And day 3 I went snowboarding. So I had to do an indoor workout, and I just counted snowboarding as my outdoor workout because I was there basically all day.
Yeah.
And so like when I got out of Adri's car after snowboarding, like I could not move my legs. So I had to go in the bath and like take an Epsom salt bath to try and like loosen up my muscles. And then I did yoga. And after all that, I felt pretty good. But yeah, just like all of the muscle like soreness and stuff is getting to me. I did arms yesterday, so like my shoulders hurt a little bit. But yeah, that's probably the roughest part for me. So, but I think that overall, like I feel pretty good. And I've always been like a little bookworm, so yesterday I just like read 40 pages because like my book is so good. I'm reading The Good Earth right now. Let me see who it's by. It's a classic. If nobody's read it, it's by Pearl S. Buck. It's a historical fiction. Don't tell me it's supposed to be nonfiction. And
I feel like you've read enough motivational books to like last you.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Last year I read 17 motivational books. Like, ridiculous.
So I think it's almost even maybe better that you have a nonfiction.
Yeah, I feel like it'll get like my creative juices flowing again. Like I heard that like Elon and like people like that, they read like books about like robots and shit, like just like dystopian type.
Did you
worlds.
listen to Elon's latest podcast with Rogan?
No, I listened to the one, like I think that came out a couple months back, but
February.
Yeah,
that's the one where he's like literally talking about like how like the space rockets work and how they're going into space. He's talking about aliens and how he doesn't think they even exist.
Really?
Yeah, because he was like, I have no evidence, so I feel like if they do exist, they're being subtle because they're not coming around.
What?
But the reason why I even bring on Elon is because I didn't really listen to the first one that he did on Rogan, where the infamous one where he was like smoking weed with him on air and all that crazy shit. But I listened to this one, and not that I didn't know this, but like the guy's like a genius of sorts.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but then you really listen to him talk, and I'm just like, wow, man, this guy just like has so much, I don't know if it's knowledge in his brain or whatever it is, but like the way he talks about anything is remarkable.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what don't you know?
No, yeah, I agree. He's like super smart, and like some of the stuff he says is just so complex for me to even comprehend that I just don't even remember it because it's just in one ear out the other, because it's just like so far out there that I am like not in his world at all.
Yeah, I feel stupid listening to him.
No, literally, yeah, I can't. But The Good Earth, just to bring it back, is about family life in a Chinese village in the early 20th century. So I've been reading that, and like the family drama, I was so invested in it last night, so I just had to read it and keep going. It's really good. I'm enjoying it. So what are you reading?
Well, right now I'm reading Badass Habits.
And what's that about?
That's just trying to change the habits in your life, which is very interesting. I actually bought the book for Jill as a Christmas gift, because I originally read Being a Badass.
Yeah.
And I liked that book. And I just started reading it again today because I was like, let me do the 10 pages here in the office. I just like the way she writes, the author. I don't have her up on my screen. What's it? It's a Sincero is her last name. But yeah, so she wrote, the badass, being a badass, and then the badass habits are interesting because she sits there, and that's where I got the eating thing in my head. Like, don't do mindless eating, do mindful eating.
What does she mean by that?
And it wasn't even her. It was a story that was in the book by another woman that was trying to, I guess, lose weight and change her lifestyle, because she put little snippets of people that I guess she spoke to. She was saying how, like, she wasn't really starving herself, or not starving herself, but, denying herself foods that she liked to eat.
Right.
So she was like, okay, for example, if I'm going to have a pizza, I'll have like a slice of pizza, and that is all I will be eating of the pizza.
Right.
Now, I'm not doing that because, I don't want anything in my body for 75 days at least bad. But that kind of resonated with me, because she was just like, listen, man, like, mindless eating is when you just eat to eat.
Right.
Like, you can't do that, but being mindful of what you're eating. So, like, okay, maybe you want, French fries, like, get like a few. They say like no bigger than your fist or whatever that case is. But anyway, that just resonated to me. And then reading the rest of the book so far about how to change your habits, where people get so stuck in creating habits that are negative. So like, why not create positive habits?
Right.
And like how your brain works like that, and like it'll create these things. And she was really getting into how, like, if you look at the way you do things and almost like stand next to one of your parents, you'll find yourself doing exactly what they do.
Yeah, I mean, that's who you grew up with. That's who you had in your corner for so long.
Right, and that's that whole but that habits that you do come from watching that person or doing to so many times, that you're able to do that to yourself when it comes to like eating right and walking. And I almost felt like that happened today, because I did the first walk this morning, and then when I did the second walk, I felt like, I don't know, like I had to go longer. I had to go further in my walk, because now I was doing it quicker in only 6 days.
Right.
Like, I'm killing the walk I originally did. So now I found a whole brand new way to walk today, where I'm going like down into Reading Boulevard, into Wyomissing, to Park Road by the hospital, and I'm coming back up Park Road.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because I never knew it was that close. For some reason, I felt like it was so far away.
Yeah, I took a different route today too. I didn't feel like running. I've been running a lot, and I was not in the headspace to run today. So I ended up taking a walk, but I went up like the big hill that goes. So I went up the big hill to the left, and then keep going left. You'll eventually hit Grandview, and then I went towards the school, and then came back down to my house. But yeah, the incline it got me boining.
I was like, oh, she went up the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's a crazy hill.
Because I was like, the walking is too easy for me, just because I'm 19 years old. Like, I should be able to run 45 minutes, but unfortunately I can't. So yeah, I was just like, I might as well put my body to a little bit of a test instead of just walking like just flat lands.
Sure. No, I'm with you on that. I mean, I'm obviously not 19 years old.
Yeah, right.
So walking, I break a sweat walking. I literally like do one of these like, kind of things when I'm walking, and just my eyes were actually burning the other day from all the sweat going into my eyes.
That happened to me at Planet Fitness when I was doing the stairs. That shit killed me. Like, it killed me. Like, I did, I think 10 minutes just forward. And then I did 5 minutes to the, like, walking up the stairs, but facing my right. And then I did 5 minutes facing my left. And boy, after that, oh my God, I was pouring sweat, and it got in my eyes because I had a mask on. So it's like the sweat just like drips, and then it will stay here, like right by my eyes. So it had no choice but to go in my eyes. And I was like, oh, ow. This is not a good feeling. But I was just looking at my Audible quick, and I actually found another great book for bad habits. It's called The Craving Mind. It's by Judson Brewer. And it talks about, like, from cigarettes to smartphones to love, why we get hooked and how we can break bad habits. This was a great read. I really enjoyed it, actually. And it talks about like everything in your mind is, like you said, it's just like a hardwire type of thing. So if, I'm skipping breakfast every morning, which I do, that my brain is wired to just like be fine. Like I'm just in, I guess, like survival mode in my body, because my body's like, oh, I'm not going to get these nutrients, so I have to like store and use what I have,
right.
whatever. But if I just change something, like if I start waking up earlier, then that gives me more time to have breakfast and then forming those habits, and things like that. And it does take like, I think 14 to 21 days to form a habit and to get it to actually stick. But that's where, in the Hard 75, self-discipline comes in. That's where consistency comes in, and self-accountability. I did send you guys a great podcast. We have a little Hard 75 group chat, and the podcast was all about just, you have to have accountability, and you're not going to get motivated from somebody else. You may, but at the end of the day, if you want to give up, you will, because it all comes really from within. Like all of your, your motives and things like that, they're all really from within. So if you truly want something, like you will get it.
Sure. Yeah, I think I'm definitely behind that, but I won't lie. I think for me, it's a little different this time because there's 5 of us,
Right.
in this group, and we're always texting each other at some point, even if we're putting up the results for the day.
Right.
I think that helps. I know it's really funny because I think it was Bill Burr who said it. He's like, why do you need to read books on motivation? He's like, either you're going to do it or you don't.
Yeah.
Either you want to do it, which I think there's a lot of truth in that. But at the same time, even reading these books right now about habits, there's other little cool nuggets in there that I've been like taking away for myself. And the 75 hard challenge, I feel like, is going to change my life for the better. And I really have no intentions of quitting, because in the past I'm not perfect. I've started diets and then I fall off, and then I do it for this long, and then I'm like, this sucks. And then I'm like, who cares? I'm married. I don't have to look good for anybody. She still loves me, fuck it. And, and I don't care anymore. But this one, I guess I was really against it in the beginning, because I was like, oh, geez. Like, who has time for this shit? Like,
stubborn
right,
you.
Right. And it's easy to make excuses.
Right.
And that's part of the habit book, too. She says it right in the beginning. She's like, you're going to find every which way to be like, I don't have time for this. All right. And I remember, Justin Shank, my buddy Justin Shank, he just completed it. He just did 75 hard. Yeah.
Good for him. Congratulations, Justin.
He lost 30 pounds.
Hell yeah.
Not that I thought that dude needed to lose weight. I thought he looked good anyway, but he lost 30 pounds.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he freaking killed it. And he told us all about it at our last get together. I think it was in like December maybe. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to start 75 hard come January. I'm going to rock it. And I was like, yeah, you're nuts, bro. I was like, that's like, but then the number one thing I thought in my mind was, well, he's a guy that has time. Again, here's excuse making happening, and I was always like, he has the time to do this, and he's a busy dude, he's got, his girlfriend, she has 2 kids, get along together doing family stuff. So I was like, well, what's the, if anything, he has more things to do with his kids because they're younger.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm like, again, excuse making. So I wasn't into it. I thought it was stupid. But then when you and Dom want to do it, and I was like, okay, let me get into it. Now that I'm doing it, though, it's like, okay, I feel myself even getting better with work in a sense, because I feel more energized. I feel more attentive,
Yeah.
Plus, doing 2 workouts a day help with the sleep. I think only once did I get up really early during 75 hard.
Yeah, I remember you.
I get
even
like 3
even
o'clock,
last
3:30.
even last week you wake up like so early.
Yeah, stupid early. There was still only one time when it happened, but now I've been getting up at like 5:30s. My alarm's always at 6. I always set it just in case, but I can get up at 5:30. But I find myself sleeping more, but I want to go to bed earlier too. Like Jill and I both agreed. Like I think we were just trying to lie to ourselves a little bit. Like we were younger. Like, we didn't want to go to bed before 10, because it was bad enough they went to bed before midnight. Now we're like, I could go to bed like 9. So we find ourselves in bed like 9:30, no shame. But we pass out too.
Abuelitos.
Yeah, whatever it takes, man. So I feel like sleep's getting better.
Yeah.
And I think my mind is getting better, because before the 75 hard thing, for a good couple weeks there, 2, 3, maybe even longer than that, I was just not feeling good.
Mm-hmm. And that makes me feel happier, because on the official 75 hard website, it says that like this is the only program that's going to permanently change your life, and it's like 15% physical. The other 85% is all mental, because this challenge is all about mental toughness. Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing. And also with this challenge, it's like the podcast that I sent you in the group chat, there was this part where he said, like, you could do all of this stuff. You could, we could finish the 75 days strong and be good. But if you go back to exactly how you were on March 17th when we started this, then you're going to be right back here where we are right now. We're not going to look any different, because we still are embodying the old habits that we had that aren't serving us anymore. So if you really want to change and have like those results for the rest of your life, and really, keep working out and keep drinking water and keep reading for, just to keep getting educated about different things for your business and personal life, things like that. Like, you really, really, really have to just be consistent with changing your whole entire life, and not just changing for the moment.
I feel that. And I've actually been thinking about that already. Like, I'm like, well, what am I going to do after 75 days?
Yeah.
I think Jill did mention that there was like another chapter or something like that. Like, there's other things that you, like, after 75 hard, she said there's other things that he already proposes to you.
Do you remember what they are?
No. Because I didn't want to look that far ahead yet.
Okay.
I'm still in 75.
Fair enough.
This is done by Andy Frizella, by the way.
Correct.
Yeah, so he's the dude that set this all up. And I don't, it's funny, and I know I'm still early in the game, but I find myself sometimes already thinking, am I going to do this after 75 days?
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I going to keep wanting to do this after 75 days? And I'm like, well, you should, after 75 days, you should have that, like, in your DNA by that time.
Oh, yeah. I was telling Dom, like, I feel like it's not going to get, like, at least for me, because I am, like, I'm so, I have such a hard time with routines and things like that. Like, I feel like once I hit, like, day 14 to 21, like, within that 2 to 3 week mark, like, then I'll be, like, golden. Then I'll be smooth sailing. But for right now, I'm still, like, I'm still sporadic. I haven't finished day 6 yet. I still got to go work out after this, and I gotta chug water. I'm really behind on my water today.
I mean, you could probably start doing the water thing, like, in about maybe 10 minutes or so. Because then by the time this is over, you can go to the bathroom. Yeah,
I know. Like, I was drinking so much water, and I was peeing for, like, every 10 minutes for, like, an hour.
That's all I do all day now. It's literally the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what we always talk about in the group chat, too. I was like, I think 10% of my life is just in the bathroom now. Yeah. Because all I do is just, like, pee out the water I drink.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, please throw them in the chats. All those great things. Ange, can you check just Facebook?
Yep, I am checking Facebook right now. It's pretty quiet.
So then should I check out Instagrams?
Yeah, sure.
Instagram says there's people there, they're watching. If you have any questions, give us a call. Give us a comment. All those great things. We're definitely here for you. We know we'll be getting back to guests and stuff, after this, but we really wanted to just sit down and talk about 75 hard. It's like a big deal for us. Mm-hmm. Definitely a life change, and we're definitely into it. There you go. Look, 75 hard was the greatest. Justin Shank, there he is talking about it.
Hey,
Jill says, shout out to Angie, who's been killing nutrition and then some. Yep, Angie's been doing all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah, it must be nice to have, like, a personal nutritionist in the house.
I know. She totally tells us about all these things, and it's really cool to even follow that stuff. You know,
and she just took she actually just took a nutrition class, I think, last semester.
yeah, that's why she knows like all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because she was plateauing where she couldn't lose any more weight.
Oh.
And then she realized she wasn't eating enough calories. So she actually increased her calorie intake, and now she's back to losing weight again.
Huh.
So yeah,
Maybe
it's not about starving, man. Like there's like definitely a balance that you have to keep with doing those things.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe her body, like I was talking about earlier, like maybe her body was like in survival mode, so she was just storing all that shit. So
I think
that
she said
energy.
something like that. Yeah, she was definitely saying something like that, where it was like definitely in that mode, like you were talking about. So but yeah, man, I think it's definitely cool to be doing this. I really like that we're doing it. I don't feel like I'm going to fail this time because we're all motivating each other in a way. You know, like, again, yeah, you should be doing this because you want to, and you're absolutely right. But it is nice that it's like, you know, we're doing it together. And we all have, I feel like, different reasons for doing it. Like, you're looking to gain weight and get healthier in that sense. I'm looking to lose weight and maybe get some more mobility.
Yeah.
You know, I know Dom's looking to lose weight. Maylene and Jill, I know they want to lose weight, but I think it's also like getting more mobile, more stronger also. I'm just surprised at how much I've been able to get out of the books. You know,
I am so proud of you for reading. You have no idea.
I know. I get it. You know, it was never that I hated books. I should never say I never hated reading. I was, you know, you get lost in the career, you get lost in the work, the job. I think it's easier to get lost in those things when you run the business, when it's like your life's work essentially, and you're trying to, you know, make it even better. But you know, it's my mind's starting to change a lot now, where it's just like, yo, man, you really need to figure things out. And I told Jill this the other night, like, I don't want to work past 50. I have no intentions. If I do anything past 50, it's going to be simply for enjoyment or like investing or some stuff like that. But I don't see myself, you know, working this hard after 50. I want to be done by 50. And then I want to live my life and enjoy it after that.
Word.
You know, and I'm starting to get my mind there and start manifesting those things in my mind. Yeah. Because I know manifesting things like that work.
Yeah. Another great book that I read last year. I'll hit you with another one.
All right.
It's called The Secret. It was actually one of my top 5 books for 2020. It's by Rhonda Byrne, maybe. So basically it talks about the law of attraction. So everything that you say is a spell. Think of it that way. So I know, like, so, you know, if you say I am, you know, healthy, I am wealthy, things like that, like, you'll embody that. But in order to actually get those things with the law of attraction, you have to put in the action. So you can say it, but if you're not showing the universe that you really want it, then you're showing the universe 2 different things, and it's not going to happen for you, because they don't, like, the universe doesn't know what you want.
I believe that.
So you could say you want, you know, $20,000 by the end of the year, but if you're only working 2 days a week, you know, you got to really want it. Right.
And that makes total sense, because I remember, you know, when I was at the old office on Morgantown Road, I was always talking to Bob, you know, and his name was Bob Klein. He worked in the CB shop next to my office, and we'd always have conversations outside. And he always complained about the building. I complained about the building because I almost got electrocuted like 3 times in that place.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I did. I almost got electrocuted a couple of times in that place. And I was like, man, I just got to get my own building. I'm sick of just like spending money in this place. And I wasn't even there that long. But, you know, like, you know, you got to rent things when you start businesses, and, you know, renting is just a part of life. You know, you work your way up to owning things. But I always kept saying, I was like, yeah, man, I just want to get a building. I'm going to get a building, and then I'm going to be good. And then I'm out of here, you know. And I just kept saying that to myself. And then the whole thing with the building fell into my lap. It wasn't even like I was looking, essentially. It was like, you know, I got offered the building, like, hey, do you want to buy it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then, like, I talked to Russ, of course, and the ball was in motion, and we got the building. Right. And, like, it was just cool how, like, things like that happen. And like, even like, you know, when you're having like a bad month and you're down to like $5, you know, in a bank account, and then you're just like, man, you know, I really need A, B, C, and D to come through. I really need to get this gig or whatever it is. And then it happens, or something else happens to kind of lift you up. Maybe not necessarily that job, but another job comes. Like, those are things manifesting because like you're setting your mind to it. You're believing that they're real. You're believing that things are going to happen. And that happens a lot, man. And I think there's a lot to be said for that, you know, for making it so. And I used to have really long spiritual conversations with a friend of mine, Anel Saponis. She was a hypnotist, and she moved to Florida. And she's finally like went to Florida. She's gone now, like in Florida. She's not passed on. She's hanging out in Florida. And we used to have long conversations about that. How she's like, you know, there's people out there that were told like they had cancer and actually died, but they would do autopsies and find out like the tumors were benign. You know, like they shouldn't have even had cancer, but yet because they thought it, they made their body negative. Right. And they died. Whereas like if you just keep yourself positive, like, no, I'm healthy, no, I'm happy, or like, you know, like you're just always in a positive state of mind, you'll feel that you're in a positive state of mind, and your body does better, and just things are better for you. Right. So that's a big part of it too. Like it's so mental. The human mind is so powerful, and a lot of people just don't really realize it. They expect things from outside to affect them. Where it's like, you know, if you just stand there for 2 seconds, just become happy with who you are, and just, you know, push forward with the positivity, no matter how bad your day is, you'd be surprised at how like great things will happen. Yeah. You know, and there's not enough of that out there.
Yeah, but let me hit you with this. So how, like, in the heat of the moment, how do you stay positive? You know, if like things are crashing and burning.
For me personally?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm asking for myself, but I'm sure other people can use the advice.
For me personally, it could always be worse. Yeah. I mean, I'm, you know, and I don't want to talk negative stuff, but like there's so much bad things that could happen to you. Yeah. You could be dead. Well, that's my number one thing I tell people when they're afraid to like make moves, or they're afraid to like take chances on things. I'm like, well, what's the worst that can happen? When you put it in black and white, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's just say you lose $1 million. I'm just putting it out there. It sucks. You lost $1 million. Terrible. But you're not dead. Yeah. Right. So I mean, there's people that had no chance. There's people that got cancer at 20. I mean, let's talk about the children that have cancer. How about Lainey? You know, Lainey's legacy, you know,
rest in peace, Lainey.
Right. She had no chance. Right. Okay. And I know you may be like, oh, well, you're being dramatic. Am I being dramatic?
No, I think a lot of people live like they have it tomorrow, and that's not the way to live.
No,
because you don't know that.
Exactly, man. And like, so like when you're even in the thick of it, where you're just like, what the hell is going on? Is this happening to me? You know, and I'm like, well, like, it could always be worse. Like, even when I'm sitting in the office, I'm like, you know, this sucks, and I didn't get this gig, or like I hate this client because it drove me up the wall. I could have 0 clients. Right. Yeah. I could, you know, have no building. I could be working at CVS still. And there's nothing wrong with working at CVS. You know, if you know, that's what there's nothing wrong with that. But my life's goal was not being there forever. It was doing something else. You know, and even for me, my life's goal is to work in the music business. You know, and maybe I would want to be a rock star, but even if I couldn't do that, I wanted to work in the music business. That didn't happen for me, but I feel like I have so much better now what I got going on. I can't complain.
Do you think when you retire, you would start a band?
No, I think I would just jam out with dudes that wanted to play. They were around.
The dudes.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, you want to like jam on Thursday? Yeah, let's go. I would definitely do that. I would
love to see that. I've never seen you play, to be honest. Like with the band. Yeah, you were just young. Yeah, I've never seen that. I want to witness it at least one time.
I will do it. I'll find it. I'll do it once. I loved it, man. That's a part of my life that I miss. That was my whole life for so long. Was music. Like forever until like I had to grow up. Yeah. But it was my whole life. Yeah. That's all I did. I mean,
but I wouldn't suppress that passion. I really wouldn't, because you don't know if you got tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I think I'll get there when the time's right.
So we're going back to Jen. What's her name? Jen Sincero with the excuses.
Yeah, but for me, right now, my goal right now is to retire by 50.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not making excuses for that.
Yeah, okay.
That's where I'm like, okay, what do I need to do?
Right.
How much money do I need? How am I making this money? What am I doing to multiply my bank accounts or whatever it is? There's a million things, I could be doing to do that, but that's my main thing. But as far as, getting back to, how do you get yourself out of that rut? A lot of it's, in your mind, you have to think of it black and white. It could always be worse, which, oh my God, it could always be worse. Number two, if you're really stuck in a rut, reach out to people that care about you. You'd be surprised at how many people really love you out there. People don't give anybody credit. They don't give them credit about nobody cares. That's not the issue at all. But for me, yeah, man, it could always be worse. And sometimes people hate hearing that. I know some people are like, oh, geez, stop saying that. And I'm like, well, that's what helps me get out, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, really, let's, but that's me.
It's very true. And I don't think that personally. Like, it's true, like you said, like it could be worse. I just don't think that personally, just because I've compared myself to everyone for so long that like I need to just like be my own person.
Yeah, that's your number one problem.
Yeah, I'm constantly feeding off of everyone else's opinions and
I did that for years
like that. So I just need to like learn how to like formulate my own persona, and then
a lot of that's because of high school.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot of that's because of high school, because of society. I think a lot of it's because of social media.
Definitely.
I think social media puts out a fake world.
Social media is the absolute worst. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Just I don't even understand, like, and now that I'm out of high school, like post high school, like kind of 2 years ish, I'm like, what even was that like environment? Like it's like, oh, it's just like weird. Like why is everybody just like they're so like just like concerned with like money and their status and things like that, and like that's like we're children.
Yeah,
you're using your parents' money to buy those sneakers. Like what is going on? It was very toxic and just not for me, because I'm a basket case, not a popular girl, so I just kind of was on the outskirts the whole time, and like that's fine. Like I killed it in high school, I'm not gonna lie, but it just, the dynamic there was not healthy at all. And I think that definitely played into having some like self-conscious issues for me, and mindset issues, just because I've been told like by like people in society like what's right and what's wrong, and like that just like totally kind of fucked me in the brain for a second.
Yeah, but that's other people's opinions.
Yeah,
they shouldn't matter. I mean, I'm not saying don't care about what anybody, like, well, look, don't care what anybody thinks. Like, well, yeah, to an extent. I mean, if you're doing dumb shit and like somebody's trying to be like, hey man, maybe you shouldn't do that. That's another thing. But
no, yeah.
Nah, I was like that for years, man. I was on Kevin's podcast. Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? Whatever.
Yeah, I watched it.
And they were like, talk about your life. And I was getting into all kinds of crap, man. Like when I was growing up and just being bullied and picked on, made fun of, like for years.
Yeah.
And that just led me down a path of like trying to impress everyone for years. I even find myself doing that nowadays still. I feel like it's ingrained in my DNA. But at the end of the day, like when you surround yourself with people that care about you and they just want to hang out with you for you, none of that stuff matters. And I think that's the number one thing you have to do in life, is surround yourself with people that give a shit.
Yeah,
that don't care about what you're doing. Like if they're hanging around with you for dumbass reasons, then you don't need them around you, and you become who you surround yourself with.
Period. Yeah.
So that's why I feel like even I'm doing better, mentally and with my friends out here in PA, because they're all people that I would love to be one day.
Yeah.
In a sense where you're just like, oh, you're a successful person, not just in business, but the way you help people and the way you carry yourself and all those things.
Yeah.
And I feel like 75 hard is only going to increase that for me, in a way, because it's going to make my mindset better. I feel like I'm going to be in better health. I'm gonna feel better about myself. I'm gonna be able to wear all those dope ass clothes. Yeah. I don't want to wear. I have so many jerseys. Like all these things. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight one day. Well, I'm looking forward to June. My mindset now is not looking for the end, but I'm looking forward to what I'm gonna look like at the end of 75, and like rock one of these cool jerseys that I buy every freaking year and just sit in the closet. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to the 75 after that.
Hey,
150.
Okay.
Because I was, sick of being fat. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
I don't want to die when I'm like 50.
Yeah, no, I don't want that either. Yeah. I don't think I would live either.
It blows. I'm glad you're getting healthier too, man. Gaining some weight. I don't want anything happening to you either.
Yeah. I was talking to Katrina actually about this, and I think it's important, even though it's a touchy topic. I think it's very important to just say, like, I just don't eat because of stress, and like I'm so like focused on working that like I don't take care of myself the way I'm supposed to be. And I know that once I actually implement 3 meals into my diet, well, right now I'm like shooting for like 5 small meals. But
that's good too.
Yeah, but like once I actually get the right nutrients in my body and like ingest calories like I'm supposed to, I feel like I'm actually gonna be able to come into work and like energized instead of like rolling out of bed and like not being here until like, like it takes me like 45 minutes to like warm up and then actually like be able to work. So I'm just like hoping that it will, get my eating habits better. And also, I really want to gain weight because right now I'm not underweight. Like I'm in normal weight for my BMI, but just for me personally, like I just would like to be fatter so that
and you're better because you were skinnier.
No, it was disgusting how skinny I was.
Yeah,
like
you were super skinny.
August 2019 was probably my lowest weight. I was in the 90s, like 95 pounds, like really, really bad. And so yeah, I've just been working on that, and once I like bulk up a little bit, I'm just hoping that I don't get cold all the time because like I'm constantly cold.
Well, Gigi's always cold too, though.
Oh my God, yeah. I love that woman.
She's always cold.
Yeah. So, but my main goal for this Hard 75 is really to gain the 15 pounds. I got some great advice from Matthew Vasquez, my cousin. He said take creatine, so I'm gonna.
That fucking guy.
He sent me a picture, so I'm gonna look into it, see if I should get it, because he said it's like high in protein and like helps you gain weight. So I was like, okay, cool. And then my friend from volleyball, Kenzie Swigart, she told me to just eat high protein meals all the time. Christina told me the same thing. So I've been eating hella peanut butter, and a lot of the yogurt that Adri got. Protein. It has like 15 grams of protein in it, so I've been eating that, and a lot of fruit. I can't do blueberries though. Oh my God. No.
Yeah, 'cause you can't do tomatoes either, people.
It's the texture. Like it literally, I was gagging eating them. I couldn't do it. I don't know. Like I'll put it in a smoothie or something, but I can never eat it raw again. That was so painful.
Blueberries. They're good.
Oh, side note, the pancake that Jill had the other morning looked really good.
Oh, that's the protein pancake.
Yeah, what is that?
That's the Kodiak with the bear and it's a brown box.
Yeah, Kodiak.
Yeah, I think Angie just bringing all these crazy healthy foods into the house. She started eating those, and then she was like, "Oh, you want me to make you a pancake?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it. What the hell?" And I had it, and it wasn't bad. And she actually got this like no sugar, low calorie like syrup.
Oh.
And you're thinking like, oh, this has got to taste like shit. Yeah,
basically.
And I actually put it on the pancake. It tastes really good.
Oh yeah.
She found this like syrup that goes perfect with it.
Did you have the pancake like Jill had?
Not with the bananas.
Yeah,
she pimped that with the bananas.
Yeah, she slathered her pancake with peanut butter and bananas. I was like, ooh, I want one.
Yeah, no, that was
so good.
That's great. No, they taste good, man. Mm-hmm. And freaking Angie bought that griddle.
Oh yeah.
So like she can make like all these things so much quicker now. You know,
what a woman.
So like I know she's gonna kick us out soon and just take over the house.
Yeah, basically.
I'm gonna have to buy another house for myself. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, she's so funny.
But yeah, man. So
all right.
So there you go. Yeah. So 75 hard, man. I guess what I would say is maybe we do another like update show.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like maybe give it like, well, what are we on day 6? So let's say maybe like on day, maybe like how about 36?
35?
Oh, there you go. See,
I was gonna say halfway.
Great minds.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So 35 is good.
Well, before we sign off, so we're on day 6. 1 week in. What's your goal, if you have one, for days 7 through 14?
My goal right now is just to stick with the plan. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to just stick with 75 hard. That's my goal.
Mm-hmm. Are you having any issues really?
No,
right now?
You know what? I'll tell you one thing, people. Wear good socks.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because I wore bad socks one day. It was on Saturday, and Jill and I were like, "Oh, let's do a walk together." So we walked, around the neighborhood, and I put on crappy socks, but I didn't know I was going to walk. I just threw them on because I thought we were going to do something else, whatever. And my feet had like 7 or 8 blisters on them. It was insane.
God. Ew.
And I could not walk the next day.
Oh no.
Like a walk, like for a workout. I literally had to just. That's the day I hit the bag for 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't lift weights every day. I know people say, "Oh, you can lift weights every day." Like, yeah, I know you can, but that was part of it too. But wear good socks. I threw those socks away and I put on my Under Armour socks, which are freaking comfortable as hell.
Nice.
I was able to walk,
good.
no problem, even with the blisters on. So, wear good socks, people.
Definitely.
Don't skimp on the socks. Spend the money on the socks. I'm telling you, do it.
Yeah. I think my goal is probably to be more diligent with my time management so that I don't have to do 2 workouts during the night. I'm just really not a morning person. I've struggled for my whole life to wake up early. I can't do it. So I'm going to try and wake up early and get like a walk in or just my outside workout in the morning so then I don't have to worry about it. So like that's like my main thing right now is just time management, getting better at kind of like doing bits and pieces of the program throughout the day instead of waiting until 12 to start and then you're like, oh fuck, like I have a lot of catching up to do right now because that's a little bit of a problemo for me right now.
Yeah, no, you definitely can't be doing that, man.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna try and fix a little bit before we get too far into the program because I don't have any I don't want to quit before 75 days. I want to get it all done. I'm determined.
And you don't want to set yourself up for failure when it's like 11:30.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, I have like a shit ton of water, or like I didn't work out, I got to run or something. So yeah, you can't. Yeah, I would suggest to work on that.
Definitely.
Like a lot.
Yep. But hey, I'm gonna close out today because I'm feeling frisky.
All right, do it.
So thank you so much, guys, for watching the podcast today, Fred Talks. We appreciate all your support. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on YouTube so you can always get our updates. And I'm really looking forward to having more content for you guys. We got a lot of special guests lined up. Comment below if you have any small businesses or entrepreneurs that are interested in coming in, or if you're interested in coming in, hit us up. We would love to have you here. So, without further ado, that's your cue.
Oh, look, don't forget, for Angie and myself, thank you for watching, and never forget that your Uncle Freddie loves you. Peace.
Peace.